How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to On the Ball and welcome back to a mammoth stream for you guys as we will be going through the weekend's action of the Premier League and looking ahead to the midweek Premier League clashes as well as the fixtures come thick and fast.
Love this time of year.
Yeah, it's the most wonderful time of the year, I heard.
Exactly. And no
we missed the Boxing Day,
exactly.
But yeah, they're giving it to us double fold now, which is lovely. But yeah, so let's get into the weekend's actions. Scores on the doors are 166 to Sim, 169 to myself. And the way the scoring works, it's 5 points for a completely correct scoreline, 1 point for a correct result. And the star man, once you pick that man, you cannot pick them again for the rest of the season. 5 points for a goal, 2 points for an assist. And let's get into it. There is a banger for Star Man this week. And we're going to start off, though, on Manchester United against Newcastle. It finished 1-0 to Manchester United at Old Trafford. Sim went for 1-0 to Newcastle. I went for 2-2. Thought, look, Man U had the better of it in the first half, but I felt like Mason Mount goes off injured at half-time and Ruben Amorim just had no clue what to do. And he basically just said, everyone defend and hold out this 1-0 lead. And yeah, Newcastle nearly got one, but they couldn't. And Man U won the game.
Yeah, I thought United massively got away with it, to be honest. I think Newcastle will be kicking themselves. They didn't get anything out of that game. The chances they created in that second half, I thought they were opening up United at will, it seemed, but they just couldn't get the finishing touch. They just couldn't put it in the back of the net. United as well, they went to a back four in this game. That's how they started, and it was a big change for Ruben Amorim.
I don't think they created anything that big, though, Newcastle.
I thought
they had a couple of decent opportunities, but I felt like Gordon was just like a bit of a bull in the china shop. He was just getting the ball, he was running at them, and he was like hampering them more than helping them.
If they create that level of chances, most games they score. I thought it wasn't just necessarily the chance they created; it was how they were opening up United. They were getting in behind time and time again. United just couldn't stop them, it seemed.
Yeah, but I felt like they were just like the architects of their own kind of downfall. Because
I agree with that.
They weren't, actually creating the chances. They were just creating the openings.
And chances, but it was more openings than chances, I agree. But I agree, they only have themselves to blame. But I don't think it was anything good United did, which is why Newcastle didn't score, is my point. United were decent in that first half, probably the better team, and obviously scored a good goal with Dorgu. Really good volley. Bit out of nothing, but it was a good goal. Weren't exceptional, but probably deserved the win, the lead. But yeah, Newcastle will be absolutely kicking themselves. I think they didn't get anything out of that game.
Yeah, and this carries on Newcastle's disastrous away record this season. And Manchester United, they're sitting 6th in the league now, level points with Chelsea in 5th. They're actually picking up some decent points.
Got a good win. Again, I watched them, I'm not convinced, but got the win. That's all that matters.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 2. Sim went for 2-1, so he gets a big fat 5-pointer. I only get 1 point because I went for 3-1. I thought once they got that second, they were going to get the third, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. And look, I think Nottingham Forest put a good account of themselves in this game on the weekend, but Man City just with that bit more quality enough to it was a very hard-fought victory for Man City because at times it didn't look like the goal was going to come.
Yeah, but it's all about Cherki, isn't it? What a player he is. He's really coming into his own. I think it was pretty much since that Sunderland game which has been a big difference for him. Like, I think he was in and out of the team before then, and since that Sunderland game where that was a real breakthrough, he's really got that synergy now with the front line, and he's such a maverick. He's such like a unpredictable player. It's like at any point he can just come up with something, and he's really starting to become not just a show pony but really effective with what he's doing. Brilliant through ball for Reinders for the opening goal, and obviously a great finish for the winner as well. Volley or half volley from the edge of the area for the winning goal, and he's really starting to provide for them. And I think he's found his formula now. Pep Guardiola. I think they're on a 8-match winning streak at the moment. They're starting to blow teams away, and also defensively definitely still a lot to be desired. And the fact that they went 1-0 up and conceded so easily has got to be a frustration. But they're just scoring more goals than the opposition. That's all I can say. Like, they're creating more. they're opening teams up a lot more comfortably than their rivals at the moment. I think going forward at the moment, they're just looking irresistible. And I think Cherki, obviously Foden coming back into form has helped that, and he should have scored a as well in this game. But I think Cherki's really been that player that's just unlocked something else in this team, I feel.
Yeah, he's got 7 assists this season already, which is a fantastic return for your first year in the Premier League. And we've seen a lot with Pep Guardiola wingers, how they come in and they don't really do the business from the off. I think Cherki seems to have kind of nailed that. So, I mean, I love watching him play. I really do.
I don't know if he's a winger, though. He seems to be like...
He's inside 10, yeah.
He said Pep told him to stay on the touchline. He's like, yeah, but I just wanted to go in the middle, so I went in the middle.
Yeah.
But that seems like...
I saw that quote. I didn't know if it was a real quote or not. Was it real?
I thought it was real. Maybe not. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if it was, but maybe it was. Maybe it's not. But Cherki, he for 30 million they got this guy. What were everyone sleeping on for so long? I know there was always question marks about his attitude, but look at this guy's quality. He is just incredible, and he's only 21 as well. It's scary, this guy's talent. Yeah,
unbelievable. And so the Man City train keeps rolling. I think this one was probably the least convincing out of their recent games, but they got over the line and got the job done.
And they were top of the league for a hour or so.
Yeah, until Arsenal played, as they beat Brighton 2-1 at the Emirates, both us going for 2-0 to Arsenal. And I think Arsenal, they started off the game on fire. I think for the first 45 minutes, they took Brighton to the sword. They were creating chance after chance. They should have been more than 1-0 up going into the second half. But once that second half came, I thought they just took their foot off the gas a little bit, let Brighton get back into the game. And look, Brighton get that goal with 25 minutes to go. And I thought Arsenal, look, obviously Arsenal were 2-0 up by then, but they get back in the game. And I thought Arsenal shit the bed a little bit at times. They looked a bit ropey at the back. They looked really nervous. They ended up seeing out the game, but it's not a great look if you're an Arsenal fan.
Well, Minter had a great shot saved by Ryan.
What a save.
That was a big
save.
moment in the game. And if they score then, who knows what happens. I agree. Arsenal start the game really confidently and they think, okay, this is going to be an easy day for them. They take the lead quite early. It's going to be plain sailing. They get the second with an own goal. And it's like, okay, this is going to be a routine Arsenal win. But they did let the game get away from them a bit, and they just became a bit too passive, allowed Brighton a bit more possession, weren't pressing as severely as they were earlier in the game. They get that goal, Brighton, and all of a sudden it's panic stations. And this is not the first time in recent weeks that's happened. You look at the Wolves game; they allowed Wolves to equalise at home, and I know they got the winner late on, a bit of luck with an own goal, but that told me that they're really they're letting their nerves get to them. And albeit, they would argue they'd still won both games and still getting over the line, and that's what's important at the moment. But you just watch them play, and there's definitely something psychological going on there in terms of they're looking confident, they're looking like they're the World League's best team, and then once it gets getting closer and closer to the end of the game, the nerves are kicking in and they're allowing the opposition a foothold in the game and getting a bit lucky to see her out. And that wasn't kind of happening early in the season, but it's happening now. And if it's happening now, what's that going to look like in March and April and May when it's real crunch time and the winning a game isn't the difference between going first and second, it's actually the difference in winning the league and not. And it's going to be very interesting to see if the jitters are like this now with City hot on their tails. What is it going to be like later on in the season? That is going to be very telling. At the moment, still 2 points clear. They're hanging on in a way. Are they hanging on because they should have been 3 or 4 up? But they're hanging on in a sense that they're just getting over the line at the end of games, whereas City, albeit again, their game was quite close, but they seem to be blowing teams away a bit more.
Their forward players need to be doing a lot more if they want to win this title. That's what it comes down to. Gyökeres hasn't been good enough. Saka, I don't think, is getting enough goal contributions for the quality of player he is. Trossard seems to be the only one that has provided consistent goal contributions this season. They wanted to improve on him in the summer, so I still think they got a quality issue there. So I mean, they need to be getting a lot more goal contributions from their forward line. That's what it comes down to. You look at all the goals that they've scored in December, the majority of them come from an own goal. Mm-hmm. So, look, I think they've got quality in the forward line. They can do it. They just haven't seemed to get the best out of Gyökeres just yet. And maybe Kai Havertz coming back in a couple of weeks' time can kind of make that a bit better. And because when Kai Havertz was playing, whatever you want to say about him, how good or how shit he is, what he does do is he drops a bit deeper, knits the play together, and brings others into play, and he's a physical presence up there. Gyökeres was supposed to be that physical presence, but I just don't think he's implementing it too well. So Havertz might do them the world of good.
Yeah, I think he could help. But the thing is, with Arsenal at the moment, when you look at City, even if they're not playing well, you just got Cherky who can pull Rab out of the hat. You got Foden who's really coming into his own. He can get goals like out of nothing. Arsenal, it seems as though at the moment the only thing they can pull out of the hat out of nothing is a set piece. Apart from that, like you don't see too often their big players like step it up and get.
Well, I'm saying they've got more than enough quality to be able to do that, though.
But
that's
the
thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I know they're not.
That's the problem for them at the moment. When going gets tough, it's going to be very interesting to see when those tight games. That does happen every game when you're in a title race. Later on, a lot of these games just become really tight just because the circumstance and you start to stiffen up a bit and stuff. And what City was so great at in those moments is they just had a rabbit out of the hat from either a De Bruyne or a Gundogan would turn away. Obviously, Haaland could always score because he just can turn up at any moment. And now they've got Cherky and they've got Foden who are stepping up.
Semenyo.
And Haaland can also still score at any moment. Whereas Gyökeres isn't doing it. It doesn't seem to be he can score at any moment kind of thing. Saka has got that ability, but how often do you see him step up and score a winner from like 25 yards or something? It's very rare that seems to happen from that point of view. Odegaard and Eze as well, they're obviously talented players, but in those big moments, are they going to be the ones to step up? They haven't shown it yet, whereas City have got those players who have shown they can do that in those moments. So that's might be the difference here, which is going to be interesting. But look, Arsenal still won, but massive game, which we'll talk about later on.
Yeah, look, you were convinced a few weeks ago that Arsenal were going to win the league. Are you still that convinced?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. What I would say is that they are creating the chances. They just don't have that killer instinct to put them away right now.
That's why I feel like psychologically something's. I didn't expect City to be this close at this point. I thought if it was going to happen, it would be later on. So the fact they've caught them up already, given how poor they've been for earlier part of the season, has got to be a concern for Arsenal.
Yeah, I just think for the most part, I know they had a good 45 against Brighton, but for the most part, their performances haven't been good enough, have they?
Recently, yeah. No, they haven't. They haven't been great. Although, in another context, you would say that's just a sign of champions. But with City breathing down their necks, they need to start blowing teams away again or being comfortable. They haven't been comfortable in a while.
Yeah. True. All right, let's move on to Brentford again. Bournemouth, it finished 4-1 to Brentford at the G-Tech. Both of us going for 2-2. And you know what? This could have very easily been a high-scoring draw because I think there were loads of chances at both ends, end-to-end game of football. I just think Brentford were the most clinical out of the two teams. Kevin Schade scoring a hat-trick on the day, an own goal there as well. Igor Thiago was causing problems up top. But Brentford had their own... Bournemouth had their own chances at the other end as well, which they missed a host of them. So this game could have easily been a high-scoring draw. That's
the thing with Bournemouth; they're just so chaotic. Like if they usually do create chances, but if they're not taking them, they're always going to be open because that's just how they play. And I think Brentford ruthlessly just exploited that. And I think Schade in behind was absolutely clinical. But Bournemouth, talking about them, at what point does Iraola start coming under pressure?
Apparently he's already under pressure.
From what, the board?
I've just heard a few Bournemouth fans being like, what is going on here? We haven't won since September.
How mad is this? After 9 games, which is halfway through where we are now, they were second.
Their last win was against us.
No, that can't be right. That was 3rd game in.
Was it not against us, their last win? Or their last away win?
Or their away win might have been that, yeah. That was 3 games in when they beat us.
So their last actual win was against Forest, 2-0, which was in October, late October, which is mad.
Which we're now in January.
Yeah.
I'm saying after 9 games they were 2nd or 3rd or something, and now they're 15th. And in fact, they're only 4 points away from Forest, 2 points away from Leeds. I mean,
their next 2 games are Bournemouth, Chelsea and Arsenal.
I mean, unlikely to win either of those as well. Although you never know. But
you know what's going to happen? It's Dr. Tottenham, 3rd game after.
Definitely wouldn't. But they just can't seem to stem the tide at the moment. You watch them play, and they're still like looking great in terms of just how chaotic they are, and in terms of how many chances they create. But at the moment, it's like they're. Maybe it's a case of it's just the physicality that's being impacted on them. They're struggling to keep up with it at the moment.
I actually think there's a strong chance they could get embroiled in this battle.
Relegation
at the bottom. Yeah, because a large percentage of their goals have come from Semenyo this season.
If they sell him, you mean? Yeah, which they are.
It looks like he's gone. It looks like he's played his last game for Bournemouth. So if that's the case, then what? Like, where's these goals going to come from?
They're going to have to be smart with their recruitment.
Yeah, but there's only... Like, how smart can you be? You're trying to replace one of the best wingers in the Premier League right now. And even if they bring someone in, I don't think he's going to get anywhere close to what Semenyo's been offering them this season. Because it'll be a work in progress, like what Bournemouth usually do.
They're in big trouble. They are in big trouble. And they can't even beat the likes of Burnley at home in that run.
Yeah.
Drew 1-1. They're just... I think as well, you can see, I get the feeling I can see the way they play is taking its toll on them, I think, at the moment. And it's such high pressing, such high intensity. Once you drop off a bit, all of a sudden you're getting exploited, because all of a sudden the press is just a yard off and you're easy to play around. All of a sudden your finishing is just a bit off, because when you get in those positions, you're physically just not at your sharpest, apart from clearly Semenyo, who seems to still be scoring. But if you're not scoring your chances and then you're still getting easy to create chances against, it leads into a recipe that is happening now.
And they've got players underperforming as well, like Evan Nilsson. He had such a good season last year. He's not scoring at all. He's not making the impact there. You've got Justin Cliver on the back of the injury that he's had. Like, he had such a sensational season last year. Everyone was saying he's overperforming. Well, it's clear to see that he was overperforming last year, because this year he's been pretty poor. So they had these players like were able to get those goal contributions for them last season, where this year it just seems like Semenyo or maybe a Krupi off the bench. You know what I mean? That's about it. So they need to sort themselves out. And even like with Tyler Adams being injured for the next month or two, whatever it may be, Lewis Cook is a massive drop-off. So,
but for Brentford, 3 points off fifth. Incredible.
Yeah, mad season for Brentford. It's their home form. Their home form is really seeing them through. They seem to be a match for anyone at the G-Tech right now.
They just find a way of getting enough points to be okay, like to be where they want to be, or improve even. Every time. Like, I think they're just such a smart team. I think they just pick their battles, don't they, Brentford? They pick their battles very well, and I think this is a game they knew we can exploit, and they just went for it.
Yeah. 100%. So big up to Brentford. Next up, Tottenham at the G-Tech, so we'll see what happens there. But let's go to the Sean Dyche derby, and it lived up to his reputation.
Absolutely.
Burnley 0, Everton 0. One of those boring games of football that you're likely to see. Sim went for 1-1. I went for 1-0 to Everton, but Sim gets the point here.
Yeah. It's just not much to analyse. Just a terrible game of football. No Grealish in this game, which meant probably led to what we saw, which was a severe lack of quality. Burnley, will probably feel the ones that could have won it or created better chances. But then again, Everton do also have a couple of good chances. But it was just a really poor game of football. But for Burnley's perspective, where they are on the table, doesn't really help them much, does it?
No, not at all. Yeah, they're sitting 19th on 12 points, 1 point behind West Ham. But the gap is growing between them three and everyone else, isn't it? With Leeds picking up points, Forest here and there. So Burnley and West Ham need to pick up points, and need to pick up quick, because the gap's only growing right now.
Yeah.
But Everton, poor away point for them, to be honest. They are sitting 12th with 25 points, so it's a decent tally for them, but they would have expected 3 points in this game.
Yeah.
Next up is Liverpool against Wolves. It finished 2-1 to Liverpool. We both went for 3-0. Look, Liverpool, Florian Wirtz gets his first goal, which is brilliant for him. But look, they were deserved winners going into half-time. But I actually thought Wolves caused them problems in the second half, and they got 1 goal back. Could have even got a second goal back. But, I mean, has got to be worrying if you're a Liverpool fan to come under pressure like that against Wolves in the second half.
Yes, and it's not the first time it's happened, even in recent weeks. I know they are technically, since dropping Salah, they're unbeaten. So from that point of view, you're like, and they've also won the last 3 games in a row. So if you're looking at like just on the barefaced facts, there's been an improvement, and obviously they're in the top 4 right now. But if you look at the games, Spurs 2-0 up against 10 men and then 9 men and nearly bottled that lead. You're 2-0 up against Wolves, bottom of the league. You should be cruising.
Brighton, they conceded a lot of chances as well.
Bottled that. Brighton conceded chances. Leeds conceded last-minute equaliser, and they weren't great on that day. Sunderland, that took a late equaliser to get something out of that game. So as much as there has been an improvement in the results, and maybe they have stabilised in the sense that defensively they may be not conceding the level they were, it's still clearly not well there.
I think it's a ticking time bomb, to be honest. I really think it's a ticking time bomb. They've done really well to position themselves in the league where they are right now because they've been shocking for the most part of the season. But they're sitting 4th in the league. That just shows you how volatile this league is. But I think a bad run's just around the corner for Liverpool with the way they're playing.
Yeah, they just need to make sure that they keep taking the lead and nearly bottling it. And to be fair, that was a problem right at the beginning of the season where they had 2-0 leads and then they would give it away and then win it late on. They were getting away with it.
Yeah.
So he hasn't seemed to have fixed that issue. I think they just need some reinforcements when it comes to defensively in January to help them.
They need to do exactly. They need to do everything they can to bring in Mark Gahey to the club. But let's move to West Ham against Fulham. It finished 1-0 to Fulham on the day. Sim went for 2-1 to West Ham. I went for 1-1. And it probably should have been a 1-1, to be honest. West Ham were the better side for the majority of the game, creating chances, just can't put the ball in the back of the net. That's West Ham's problem right now. And Fulham took advantage of it. Raul Jimenez, once again, stepping up and scoring the goal. And they lose another game, West Ham. And it's getting worrying times for them.
This is devastating. I think it's beyond worrying. I think if you watch the West Ham fan channels, they're all saying we're down, it's done, it's finished. They're all absolutely given up at this point. Nuno has won.
But I mean, they'd given up like after the 3rd game of the season.
It's true. Maybe they're all right. Nuno's won 2 games in 13. So he hasn't done anything to arrest the slide, unfortunately. As much as they did, to be fair, I think they did look better in some of the games recently than they have done earlier in the season. But the results are the results, and there's still 2 wins in 13. And there's even suggestions could they sack him now and move on to someone else, which would think if Nuno, we know is a key manager for that kind of level, getting teams to stay up and whatnot, or even promoted teams or teams who want to play a bit more defensive. Like Nuno should be the perfect guy. But if he can't do much with what you've got, then I think all of a sudden it's like, who can? Like, do they bring in Big Sam? I even saw, incredibly, from a West Ham ITK, a suggestion that West Ham is seriously considering Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, I saw
which
that.
would be insane. I think that'd be nuts. I mean, I'd love to see it, just to see what would happen. But wouldn't that be nuts if they bring in Harry Redknapp? When was the last time he managed a team? I don't even know.
Well, apparently the ITK didn't say that West Ham are considering it, but Harry Redknapp has said that he'll come help you out if you need.
And he said West Ham are seriously considering it.
Oh, really? I didn't see that bit.
Said. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how seriously, but that's what I don't know. That's what the ITK said, which would be insane if that was to happen. But if they do sack Nuno, where do they turn?
Harry.
They
can't. I wouldn't sack Nuno. I think that the performances at the moment suggest that results could be around the corner at some point, but they are losing to teams that they can't be losing to at this point. They are, what is it? They're 5 points behind Nottingham Forest, who are in 17th.
7 behind Leeds now.
7 behind Leeds.
That's the one team you think they can really catch, because Forest, are they really going to go down? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, you would think not, but I mean, Leeds look better than Forest right now.
That's the thing, so that's got to be a massive worry for West Ham.
West Ham just need to concentrate on themselves. If they pick up points and they can go on a consistent run, then they could be all right. But the longer they leave it, the harder it gets for them. They've got Brighton at home and Wolves away next. They need 6 points out of that.
Leeds are 5 unbeaten now.
Yeah.
They've really turned things around. That's got to be the worst thing about it for them, is that the team that you would think are getting dragged into it, Leeds, have really turned things around.
It's West Ham Leeds last game of the season.
Oh, could be down by then. It could be down by then.
Yeah.
There's no one else really, unless we think, as you say, Bournemouth could get dragged into it. Above that, everyone else surely is out of it.
Yeah.
So it's really from Bournemouth down.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you don't think Deitch is going to surely get enough points. Then again, you would have said that about Nuno, but Deitch has a better squad, so you think they'll be all right. And then it's only really Leeds who have really turned their form around.
But West Ham got good players.
But they're 7 points away.
They've got good players.
7 points is starting to be significant.
Yeah, 100% it is, but it's not insurmountable.
It isn't, but when you're down at the bottom and you've won 2 in 13 and you have to catch up 3 wins all of a sudden, and you've only won 2 in your last 13. At the bottom,
it's easier to, if you can go on a run, it's easier to catch up those wins because not many teams around you win. You know what I mean?
It's harder to go on a run.
It's hard, of course, it's harder to get on a run, but with the quality of players that they have, and with the way they're playing right now, they're not playing as badly to lose every game. They are like, it's not like they're doing a Wolves and not creating any chances and, getting battered every game. They're actually in most of the games that they're playing. Mm-hmm. So I just think they need a bit of confidence in front of goal and the results could change.
But even if that happens, who are they going to catch up on Leeds? 7 points.
Yeah, it very much depends. I think Leeds' form is very volatile. I think they're obviously riding the wave at the moment. A lot of confidence.
Calvert-Lewin, 5, we'll get
Yeah, 6 games in a row, Calvert-Lewin. But look, I think West Ham needs to forget about what the other teams are doing. They just need to concentrate on themselves. And if they start picking up consistent wins, then they'll give themselves a chance to stay up.
Scary times for West Ham.
Yeah.
Imagine the Olympic Stadium, London Stadium in the Championship.
Love to see it, to be honest.
It's not far, honestly, it's not far from coming reality. It is not far.
Maybe they'll end their tenancy and they'll have to go find somewhere else to play.
Just a quick one on Fulham, in the top 10 now.
Yeah,
incredible,
Fulham.
Incredible. Fair play to them.
Yeah, everyone was saying Fulham were in a relegation scrap this season.
They were, up until not long ago.
But that just shows
3 wins in a row.
That just shows you, right?
3 wins in a row.
But that just proved for West Ham.
No, but they were never as low as West Ham.
No, but they were getting there.
Yeah, true. But 3 wins in a row, now they're top 10.
It just proves to you, just go on a little bit of a run in this league. No matter where you are, maybe Wolves are the exception to the rule here. But if anyone goes on a run, they've got the opportunity to climb high on the table.
Oh, the problem is West Ham are not in that at the moment.
Yeah.
No, not as in they're not in that mode if they go on a run because they're 7 points away.
Well,
they're
5 points from Forest.
Yeah, but everyone else is within 2 and 3 points of each other from Bournemouth upwards. It's very tight. But West Ham is not tight.
One win, and the other teams to drop points, some of the other teams just above them to drop points, then that gap significantly decreases.
Right, but right now, it's not.
Yeah, but we've got over half the season to go.
If Newcastle win 3 in a row, they could jump from 14th to 7th or 6th. That's thing. West Ham is not like that. They're very far away at the moment. They need to win those games in a row just to catch up to them, not even to overtake them. Yeah,
but also if they win their next game and let's say Leeds loses their next game, what are they, 4 points behind or something?
4 points.
Yeah, so it's not exactly crazy, is it?
But they're not there yet.
No, they're not. But there is a long way to go. Let's go to Chelsea against Aston Villa. It finished 2-1 to Aston Villa.
They can't keep getting away with this. They can't.
They keep getting away with it.
It's not possible.
For an hour in this game, they were shocking. They were absolutely shocking. And Chelsea were 1-0 up, and they deserved their lead. I thought Villa were crap. They really were. I went for 2-2. Sim went for 3-2. Unai Emery makes a few tactical tweaks in the game. Enzo Maresca makes a few tactical tweaks in the game. And the game just basically catapulted into Villa's favour. Ollie Watkins coming off the bench, scoring 2 goals. I'm seeing a lot of Chelsea fans saying that Enzo Maresca lost this game more than Unai Emery won it. In terms of the tactical changes.
I think Unai Emery won it.
I agree.
I think Maresca did all he could. They should have been 2 and 3 up. If it was down to his tactics, they would have been outside.
No, I'm talking about, they're saying that the tactical tweaks he made mid-game.
Oh, he was suspended. No, I think it was Emery who changed it in a way that Maresca couldn't counteract. But they should have been out of sight by then. So I wouldn't blame it on Maresca. In fact, if anything, I would blame it on Chelsea not having sometimes their squad could not look great. I mean, all of a sudden, what's Delap done this season? All of a sudden, you're looking at that side and you're like, why did they do that? Why did they get rid of Jackson for Delap? I mean, Jackson seems much better than him at the moment.
Yeah.
João Pedro, I know he scored with a bit of luck, but is he a real number 9? That's also a big question mark.
I thought João Pedro, though, I thought it was a bit of a handful when he was on the pitch yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad player.
I don't think they should have taken him off.
And then Palmer, at the moment, the problem with them is Palmer can't seem to be playing more than an hour or 70 minutes, which because of his problems.
Yeah, but Maresca said last week he's finally ready to play 90 minutes.
Well, apparently not. Well, maybe, I don't know. And
He
then
was-
also,
he wasn't great.
and also their wingers. Neto's in general had a good season, but Garnacho, they've relied on him. He hasn't really done much for me for in terms of nailing that spot down. And they've spent good money on him and Gittins, and that hasn't really.
Garnacho's poor, man. Garnacho is really poor. Like, he is one of the most frustrating players to watch. And I said this last year when we were linked with him. It's just like, what does he actually do? Like,
Just
what does he
bright.
do?
He looks bright.
Yeah, he looks bright, but he's got all huff and puff. That's all he is.
And so, but the thing is with Chelsea, he'll have a bad season and they'll sell him and then they'll go for someone else and then it'll take him time to bed in, and it's like a cycle at the moment with Chelsea. But as you said, they should have been out of sight in this game. But he just has the Midas touch at the moment, Emre. Everything he does is turning into gold. And Ollie Watkins comes on, gets a brace. A bit of luck with the first one, but the second one, header from a corner, towering above one of the defenders, and all of a sudden 2-1, and they end up winning the game, and 11 wins in a row. And it's just another game, by the way, they lost the XG battle, but who cares? Because they're just winning every game by hook or by crook. It doesn't matter. They are just spitting in the face of every data analyst that there is, and they're just winning the games their own way, and no one cares.
Yeah.
It's incredible the run they're on. And they keep themselves within touching distance of Arsenal with them to play. It's incredible.
Next up, they go to the Emirates, 3 points behind Arsenal.
Imagine they win that game.
Story's there.
Imagine they win that game. Don't go top though. No.
Arsenal
have a better goal.
Yeah, Arsenal got a better goal difference, but if they beat them,
who says they're out the title race then?
Yeah.
If they're not in it, I mean, I think as I've said with Villa, if they're serious about actually competing with Arsenal in this season, they need to have a serious January to really
100%.
put themselves in the position. I know they're 11 games in a row, and I know they're doing great. But if we're being serious now, this can't continue. I know I've said that every week.
Seen that since their first win.
I know, but it can't happen. You can't do it for 38 games. You just can't. And if Villa want to be serious about challenging Arsenal, go and get a couple of big signings, and then you can rack. And then genuinely, if they do, they actually can compete. Even then, it's going to be tough, but they actually give themselves a chance. But I think if they'll be silly to think everything's fine as it is, and if we keep going, look, don't get me wrong, they'll still have a great season, but I'm talking about actually doing something special like winning the league. They'll have to sign players in January.
How poetic would that be if Unai Emery goes and wins the league this season after Arsenal sacked him and gave Arteta the rebuild? If Unai Emery goes and wins the league before Arsenal and Arteta,
it'd be incredible.
Would that not be the greatest story?
100%.
And then
he's already done it a couple of times. He beat them in the Europa League semi-final, and he won that game at the Emirates to stop them winning the league, essentially. Yeah. So it's not. He's done it a couple of times. Can he do it a third time? The
question will be: were Arsenal right to sack Unai Emery for Mikel Arteta?
Absolutely.
And obviously Arteta came in, won an FA Cup with Emery's squad, but then they afforded Arteta the ability to rebuild that squad, which they didn't afford to Unai Emery. So it'll be very interesting. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. All right, next up is Sunderland Leeds. It finished 1-1. I didn't see much of this game. I was on my way to Selhurst Park yesterday, so all I know is the story about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. 6 games in a row. Leeds just are picking up regular points. They have just, ever since that thing came in the press saying Daniel Farke has like two games to save his job, and those games were like Liverpool and Man City or something, or Liverpool and someone else, Chelsea. I mean, they haven't lost since.
No, it's actually been insane. The run they've been on, considering where they were, they've really turned things around, and they actually should have won this game, or could have won this game, I should say. Like, it was quite a good performance. I thought it wasn't a surprise when they equalised, and although Sunderland obviously took the lead, I thought Leeds came back into it deservedly so, and they could have won the game late on. So it was a good performance from Leeds, and they're starting to just regularly put in some good displays, and so credit to them. Good draw, I should say. You take a draw against Sunderland, and they just keep going on. And now Calvert-Lewin again, 6 games in a row, 5 away from Vardy's record. Kane only ever managed 5 in a row in the Premier League, so he's already beaten Harry Kane. Apparently, according to reports, Thomas Tuchel's very impressed with Calvert-Lewin. is he putting himself in the shop window for a
If he
chance
keeps
to
carrying on like this, there is no reason why not. The only problem he has is Ollie Watkins. Looks like he could be coming back onto form now as well. So there could be a couple of English strikers that are going to put their hat into the ring for the squad at the World Cup. But Calvert-Lewin is doing all that he can right now.
Any chance anyone sniffing around him in January? Tottenham?
No, don't think so.
Don't think so either.
But, look, credit to Leeds, credit to the manager as well, because, I don't think he's ever stayed up in the Premier League, Daniel Farke. So
he has to do it still, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a great job right now. But a player that I'm very impressed with Leeds is Brendan Aronson. He seems to be performing consistently really well, getting consistent goal contributions for them as well. So him and Calvert-Lewin as a little duo together are doing very well, aren't they?
Yeah, I thought Aronson, when he first came into the Premier League, was quite good, but he then had a massive drop-off, and Leeds actually ended up loaning him out. But he's come back this season, and recently, especially in this good run, he's starting to really show some stuff again. And he's a good little player, a lot of energy, and he's showing a bit of quality now.
Yeah, and Sunderland, I think, have 5 or 6 players at the AFCON. So that's going to hurt them over these next few weeks. And last but not least, Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham 1. Sim went for 1-1. Very well could have been 1-1. I went for 2-1 to Spurs. Very could have well been 2-1 to Spurs as well. But I get a point for having the faith. And look, it was a good away win for Tottenham. Not the prettiest of games, but you take it.
Yeah, got the win. I thought it was, not a great game to watch. Spurs were under the cosh for large parts of it. Palace were very profligate. They missed a lot of good chances. Tottenham took one of theirs, kind of held on, stood firm, and then could have extended it late on, but didn't. But they got the job done. They got the 1-0 win. And very much a needed win for Tottenham and for Frank, given the recent games and performances. He just needed some positivity, ending 2025 on a good note after what has been horrendous league form. So that's good. And, 11th at the moment with only 4 points off the top 5. All of a sudden, it looks like there's all to play for again.
I'm starting to get dizzy. I'm so high up.
I know, incredible. We're right at the top of the bottom half.
Yeah, all right. We're going places. Climbing up the table. But, Crystal Palace, bad form they're on.
What was that? 3 wins in 9, I think, now for Palace?
Yeah. So, look, they've got a really small squad and they've got a lot of injuries. So
3 in a row now.
Spurs were able to take advantage of that.
3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
Well, no win in 5 in all comps.
We've got Fulham and Newcastle away next. So they've got to get 3 points against Fulham, that's for sure. But they've got 2 games a week now for the rest of the month. So I'm not sure how many wins they're going to pick up. But anyway, let's finish off on our star men.
We didn't do star men this week.
We both went for Hugo Ekitike. Sim got there first, so he got to claim the Ekitike win.
I'm pretty sure I actually put it second. I'm pretty sure.
Ekitike got an assist, so Sim gets 2 points. And Kevin Schade, I told you he's going to have opportunities in behind, and he scored a hat trick. Can you believe it? You just can't write it.
Kevin Schade scored a perfect hat trick.
Was it the perfect hat trick?
Right foot, left foot header.
Oh, unbelievable from Kevin Schade.
I'm imagining
really
that's
pulling
his
through
only hat trick in his career, I'm imagining.
Unbelievable. I was buzzing with that. Didn't even respond to any of my messages I sent you about it.
What messages? I wasn't looking at my phone.
Didn't even respond. But you've got to be buzzing with that.
I do. Do I?
You won the Ekitike battle.
Oh, yeah. Class. It's such a curse.
Ekitike against Wolves. Couldn't even put the ball in the back of the net.
Hit the post.
Yeah.
Shocking. Just one of those.
Well, just as it looked like Sim was about to take the lead, he is now back with a bit of a gap there. 176 to Sim, 188 to me at the end of game week 17?
Game week 18.
18. So nearly at the halfway point. But that is Predict the Prem, the last one of... No, it's not the last one because we're going to get into the last one a bit later. But that is Predict the Prem. We're going to go to a Reacts before we go into Predict the Prem. Yeah. All right, let's get into Reacts. A lot of great things to react to in terms of the Premier League this week. And the first one is actually something that we were talking about West Ham. And this is that West Ham ITK saying Harry Redknapp has approached West Ham's board to indicate his availability and willingness to replace Nuno as manager. The club board are seriously, it does say the club board are seriously considering his proposal.
Terrific. Absolutely terrific. Imagine Harry back in the
box
Premier
office,
League.
man.
Oh,
Get him in.
just in time for January.
Exactly. Get him in for January.
Come on, we need Harry back in the league. We have to start pushing for Nuno to
Look, if Martin O'Neill can go back to Celtic, why can't Harry go back to West Ham?
Absolutely. Just get him running around a bit. Just run around. Come on. Just start playing a bit.
Better than what they're doing now.
Exactly. So
that would be mad.
Down, but it'll send them down with a panache.
That would be mad. Absolutely mad.
I'd love to see it.
CPFC Geo says Bowen when West Ham go down.
What's the response?
Because West Ham Central said Eze when Palace go down.
Bowen, where would he go, do you reckon? If and when West Ham do get relegated? That's a big topic of discussion. He wouldn't surely stick around, would he?
Nah, Spurs.
I'd love him.
Because
no, they're not going to sell him to us, are they? Well, you could replace Salah.
They've sold everyone to us. Why wouldn't they sell Bowen?
Yeah, maybe.
The only problem is I don't think Bowen would come to us because his father-in-law is Danny Dyer.
What about replacing Salah? Is he good enough to do that?
I mean, when you replace Salah, you need goal contributions, and he definitely brings that. He's obviously nowhere near in terms of the quality that Salah has had.
Also, the problem for him is he 30 yet? He's coming close to 30, isn't he? So it's not like he's like a young player. Like he needs to go somewhere where he's starting and being the main man, and he has to be good enough to be that main man. Where he's going at. Obviously, United just got in Buemo. So he's 96. Yeah, he's going to be. Is he 30? No, 20. He just turned 29.
Yeah.
So he's not old, but he's not exactly young. Yeah, I don't know where he goes. Newcastle? Newcastle's a pretty perfect fit, actually.
Newcastle.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that actually could be written.
Yeah, he's going Newcastle 100%.
But they just bought Elanga, but he's not doing much there.
I'll take Bowen over Elanga every day of the week.
And what do they do with Elanga? Well, I guess they'll sell Jacob Murphy and they'll have them too.
Exactly. Elanga's not even playing that much right now anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. West Ham Central says 7 points minimum or sack him.
Look, what games?
If West Ham are the first team to give Wolves a win, they need to sack him on the spot.
Yeah, 100%. Oof. It is getting scary.
Nuno going back to his old club to relegate them.
I could actually see them beating Brighton in a weird way.
Well, actually, Nuno is playing his ex-clubs 2 out of the last 3.
Yeah,
Forest and Wolves.
Revenge. I actually could see them winning at least 2 of those. I've got a feeling Forest is the one they don't win. But I could actually, Brighton, they've got a weird, they could beat Brighton.
Look, 3 points is a given at Wolves, surely.
Yeah, you have to. If you don't get 3 points at Wolves, you've got to sack it.
Yeah, if they don't beat Wolves, just
end it now.
Give them to the Championship now. Let them play the second half of the season in the Championship.
God.
Seriously.
Scary times.
Are Wolves going to win a game this season?
I actually don't see where. Maybe
This
Burnley.
game.
Maybe Burnley. I don't know if they've got Burnley at home or away. But
This is one of the games, though.
it gets to a point with Wolves now as well where they're so cut adrift. It's like they're not even winning to even try and stay up. So there's nothing to really play for.
Yeah.
So if they don't get a win in the next 10, then they won't win.
I know, it's mad. It's crazy. But sometimes as well, when the pressure is completely off.
Yeah, sometimes it's a relief. Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Graham Bailey says, some within West Ham's hierarchy believe they need to replace Nuno as manager if they want to avoid relegation. However, that is team talk understanding.
Wow. I mean, how, though? Who's going to be the one to save them?
Trying to think. Alan Pardew back?
But do they need a manager who is a bit more front-forward thinking? Is that what they're saying?
Don't know what they're saying.
Get Potter back?
The results have been shockingly bad for him because you saw a little bit of an uptick, didn't you? They won a couple of games, but the run that they're on is tragic.
Could they poach anyone from anywhere else? Would Marco Silva go there or something?
No, I mean, I've heard That Rob Edwards is under pressure already.
Get Edwards from Wolves. Scott Parker, former West Ham player. Get him in.
At Burnley.
Don't know if that would help.
I think Nuno's the man for the job.
Just give him a bit more time.
Yeah. Because like we said before, like in terms of the performances, they are a bit better than the results suggest.
Yeah.
This one says, Rob Edwards, licensed to nil.
007. Another 007 in the building, people. We got him.
I tell you, Rob Edwards must be sitting there in his office being like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Because he had this like budding Middlesbrough team that were on the cusp of what, like playoffs or automatic promotion in the championship.
They were top, weren't they? Or second?
No, Coventry were top. I think they were second. And you're thinking, you know what, Middlesbrough are looking good. They're going to come up next season. Rod Edwards, really good young manager. He's doing the business. And now he's going the other way.
And he'll wave to Middlesbrough on his way down.
Idiot. I think he must be regretting this decision.
I think they're just going to stick with him. And in the championship. That would be.
There's rumours now he could lose his job before the end of the season.
That would be silly. I think they should accept their fate.
Yeah.
Just accept you're going down. Stick with Rob Edwards and let him just have the time to build again.
Yeah.
Because you're going down. There's no saving this situation. There is no world where we'll stay up.
Yeah, it's true. This one saying, another classic Pep meme material. You just can't hate the man.
Yeah, him and the camera, they have a difficult relationship. Get out of here. Trying to have a moment with the fans. Why do you hate the camera so much? See, look, he just has a thing with the camera and he's like, stop looking at me. Come on, we spend billions of pounds for broadcasting rights. You're going to get seen, mate.
Exactly. EPL Bible says, have Aston Villa now replaced Spurs in the Big Six?
This question always crops up every year.
Yeah, but it's a serious conversation
every year.
It's a serious conversation.
Well, I guess how do you define who is in the Big Six and who isn't?
Well, who's consistently finishing in the Big Six?
Yeah, but after how long a period? Because we did it for we were probably in the top six for what, 15 years?
Yeah.
Give or take 1 or 2 years out.
How long has it been since we've consistently finished there?
Yeah, but how long has it been? The question is, how long has it been for Villa? Because Newcastle did it for 1 year in, 1 year out, 1 year in, 1 year out. So they in it. Villa if they do it this year, this will be the third year in a row.
Yes. So where did they finish last year?
Last year was 6th because they just missed out on Champions League, didn't they? The year before was 4th when they finished above us.
Yeah.
And then the year before that was 7th. So in fact, this will be their third year in a row if they do it this year, which looks like they will.
And us, we've been 17th, 5th, and 8th.
17th, 5th, 8th, 7th, and 4th.
Right.
4th. No, 6th.
I think
6th, 7th, 8th, 4th. No. Fucking hell. 6th, 7th, 4th, 8th, 5th, 17th.
I think when you're looking at both clubs, Aston Villa and Tottenham, you obviously have more trust in Aston Villa to finish in the top 6 right now. They're just a better team than us.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about size of clubs and revenues and all that, then Spurs win it. But I don't know. It depends how you.
They haven't won a trophy since '96. Well, no one says that about them.
Yeah, because I guess they don't have enough teams that are willing to clown on them. Spurs have everyone.
Everyone's willing to jump in. Trophyless Villa. I'm gonna start calling that. Where's your put that in your trophy cabinet in the big 6?
Yeah, look, I think the way I look at the Big 6 is a team that just finish in the Big 6, top 6.
But for how long? One year is obviously not enough.
Yeah, but if they've done it 2 out of the last 3 and we've done it 1 out of the last 3, then I guess
that's enough. Well, Leicester finished in the Big 6 for 2 years in a row.
Well, they won the league.
So they're in the Big 6.
Well, they were for 2 years.
What, the Big 6? But you wouldn't put Leicester in the Big 6, would you?
Yeah. But there's more of a consistency about Villa.
What, more than what we did for 15 years?
But that stopped a long time ago.
Well, we've still got it here and there.
Here and there,
yeah, but the consistency stopped. It didn't stop completely. And in the season we finished 17th, we won a European trophy as well.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't even know if you can consider Spurs in the Big Six anymore.
Of course we are. Of course we are. That label doesn't leave you. Once a Big Six, always a Big Six.
Okay. If you go like that, then yeah,
all
fine.
All for one and one for all.
What have Man U done to be in the Big Six, though?
Exactly. They're always going to be there. They'll never leave it.
The thing is, though, this Big Six, there's no such thing as a Big Six anymore.
No, I agree with that as well.
Like,
I think there's a Big Eight.
It used to be the top four.
Mm-hmm.
Then they moved
Skyfall.
Then they moved it to the Big Six. Now it's just like anything is anyone's game.
In terms of like the real top clubs, I think this Big Six with Villa and Newcastle, those 8, it's gonna
with Tottenham.
No, the Big Six, Villa and Newcastle.
Oh right, okay.
That 8, it's gonna. I think for years to come, it's gonna be tough to break in.
I agree with that. Obviously, there'll be the odd season when one of them will. Of course. Yeah, but yeah, no, I agree with that. So now it's the Big 8.
Big 8.
We're redefining it. It's the Big
Exactly.
8. Squawker Dugout says Brighton have never won a Premier League match in December under manager Fabian Hertzler. In the most games, it's the most games ever managed by a manager in December without winning.
Jeez, what is it with
Don't
him?
want to be a Brighton fan in December.
He's thinking about what he's getting his family for Christmas or something. What's going on? Why can't he win in December?
Don't know. Yeah, you're right. He's too much focus on what presents he's getting.
Maybe it's because he's young. He still believes in Santa. That's what's going on. Very young manager.
Lee EFC says, where did Aston Villa come from? Look, this meme was great.
Love it. It's so true.
No! What's coming on here?
They literally went 5 without a win at the beginning of the season. It's nuts. And then all of a sudden, the lights go off. Bam. Title race. So what?
Mad.
Thought you were dead. I ain't dead.
Football on TNT says 7 goals in his last 6 games and rescues a point for Leeds United. Is there a more informed striker right now than Dominic Calvert-Lewin? You reckon Arsenal would swap Calvert-Lewin for Gyökeres right now?
Might actually win the league if they do. It's mad. Calvert-Lewin got him on a free. One of the best free transfers there is at the moment, surely.
Spike says Sky Sports preparing the Premier League table without own goals. Release that table is something we need to see.
We need to know who's top of that table. Zayn Arsenal. That's the moral table.
Luca, THFC says you won't believe it, but we're the best away team in the league again.
How has that happened? How is that possible? So we're on it on goals scored ahead of Arsenal and Villa.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, it's not... To be top with that, doesn't show you many teams have had great away forms, you know what I mean?
Yeah, goes to show most teams, if I go to the... So 17 is top for away form, but for home form, you would be... for 17 points, you'd be 10th.
Yeah.
So that goes to show the difference. And it goes to show how bad it is that our home form is that bad.
Yeah. Like usually, I think away teams' form will be a lot better than that. At least the best one of the lot.
Yeah.
Like it's close to 50% win rate. Alexi says, selling Garnacho to Chelsea so Palmer loses his head to join us. So this was this was something that happened in the game. You see Palmer getting very frustrated with Garnacho missing yet another sitter.
Not sure that would have done well for his toe injury, but
yeah.
Garnacho. Palmer must be sick of the sight of him.
Yeah, literally. Who Scored says Martinelli is the lowest rated Brazilian player in the Premier League this season, 6.22.
When do we start? I mean, I guess the conversation is had, but can we just say he's not good anymore? Like he's not a good player.
The thing is with Martinelli, he's had a very good season this year in the Champions League.
It's true. I think he's one of the top goal scorers in the Champions League, isn't he?
Yeah.
But when was the lot? He hasn't had a good season.
He doesn't play often in the Premier League.
But I'm saying in the Premier League, he hasn't been good for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
Like at some point, they've just got. Do they cut their losses? Surely.
They've been trying to. They tried to sell him in the summer.
To who?
Nobody wanted him.
Surely someone will take him if he's actually up for sale.
No, I think he is up for sale. And also his contract's running down. I think in the summer he goes to 1 year left. There's no sign of him signing a new one. So
Yeah,
Arsenal know this very well. Don't you worry about that. I mean, do worry about it. But yeah, I mean, everyone knows it. He's not the player that they all thought he was going to be.
He had that 1 year he scored 15 goals, and since then he's probably not scored in the seasons combined.
He can't get a start for Arsenal in the Premier League. That's the reality. Andy Ha says, brings up this tweet. Well, it's in reply to Jack Grealish treats his friends to a £20,000 Christmas night out that ends with the England star leaving a strip club at 4 a.m. with a smile on his face. And David Moyes says he's got a bit of a virus and he's not been well over Christmas time, so he's not available today.
Oh, Jackie boy, he's been caught out red-handed. Jeez. Surely, if you're an Everton fan, you're fuming at that, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
What the hell? I didn't realise that was what happened. Oh, no wonder he wasn't available. He wasn't in the squad at all.
Yeah.
God, too busy being up all night. Jeez.
What is he doing, man? Having a good time. That's what
that
he's
was
doing.
Rashford. People would be giving it out, so there would be front-page news.
Yeah.
Haven't heard about this.
Yeah. Eurofoot. So this was the original tweet saying the future of the Leeds manager Daniel Farke is at risk if he loses the next 2 home matches against Chelsea and Liverpool. Senior figures at the club expect him to be sacked. And Daniel Farke says, "Hold my beer, mate."
Jeez. And look at this run. They do have Liverpool and Anfield next, but yeah, given how Leeds been playing, can't rule them out of any game in the moment. The next 2 are Liverpool and United, and then Newcastle. So it's tough next 3 games. But they had just had a tough run, so who knows? Yeah. Who knows what they could do? Fair play to Farke, though. He's gotten something extra. He actually changed something, didn't he? And he got something extra out of the team.
I don't know who liked this one, but it's natural position in 1938 Berlin, maybe.
Oh, God.
That was terrible.
Oh, that's shocking. That is shocking.
Oh,
God.
Sasha CFC says, Tottenham have been nothing but shit and are only 4 points behind us. It's so true,
Who's
man.
he calling? Who is he calling?
Graham Bailey says Wolves hierarchy are considering sacking manager Rob Edwards and have had contact with alternative options. Team talk understand.
But I mean, no point. There's no point at this stage. It's over for you. It's done.
Well, they've lost 12 consecutive matches, as the next tweet says.
And 50% of their points came against Spurs, where Paulinho had ripped his shirt off for earning that point.
I know,
He was so happy.
Mad. This football tweet says Chelsea Football Club buys 11 players for 900 million. Fans celebrate because they think the players will be crucial for their club's future. After 1 season, the club sells 9 out of the 11 players bought for 300 million. Fans celebrate how their club is the best-selling club in the world. Chelsea Football Club.
That is literally how they run their club. That's what I'm saying. In the summer, they're going to sell Delap. They're going to sell Garnacho. They're going to sell Gittins because, they were rubbish. And then they're going to bring another bunch of youngsters and say, these are the saviours. And they're going to sell them after a year again because they haven't done it after a year.
Yeah, they need to go back to buying ready-made players, man.
It's a cycle with them that they just can't get on until they give someone a bit of time. And even the ones they did decently, like Jackson, they shipped him out because he just wasn't doing it enough.
Yeah. Ty Bracey says, this phase is called fuck every single person who doubted me.
You missed one, I think. But,
go down to the next one. Yeah.
Look at that! Oh, look at that face. That is what you call. I think he saw that refereeing mistake that cost them Champions League last season, and he chose violence this season. He's like, we're fucking taking it all.
Well, he didn't start like that, did he? At the start, everyone's like, this guy's done, and now he's in a title race. The one above was just highlighting Aston Villa's winning streak. They're 11 wins in a row. And look at the company that they're in, which is just crazy.
It's Liverpool.
One behind Chelsea 09.
How many of those teams won the league? Probably a lot of them. City did. Chelsea did. Arsenal didn't.
Arsenal 2002 didn't they?
Yes. Unless, depends which one. But yeah, 2002 they did win the league, yeah. 2000? I don't think they did.
No.
I think United won it. in 2000.
2000, 2001, wasn't that?
That was United.
Yeah, that was United.
2018 they didn't. That was Unai Emery.
Yeah.
City did then. They did then as well. Oh no, they didn't in 2015. The United did then, and Liverpool didn't. So quite a few teams have won the league. Basically, mainly just Arsenal.
How mad is it that Unai Emery is in there twice?
Yep, for Arsenal and for Villa.
Mad. Well, can they get? Can
Is
they
he the
become?
best man, you know, could he replace Pep?
No,
No.
no. He's not a Man City manager.
It happens every time. Emery he does really well at this level of club. He gets a bigger club because people think, oh, he should be there, and then he doesn't go as well, and then he goes back to like a middle club.
But when has that ever happened apart from the Arsenal one?
PSG.
Oh, he went to PSG as well, didn't he? Yeah. He can't go to a club that want to play front-footed, possession-based football. That's just not him.
He's just perfect. He's at the perfect level. Like, well, he's Sevilla, 4 Europa Leagues, Villarreal, 1 Europa League, and just he's very good at those like middle clubs to overperform. And because they're not always expected to win every game, but they're also
Would you take him at Spurs?
Yeah, for sure.
CFC Wiz says Arsenal might really be a joke club, by the way. The conversion rate when top at Christmas in the Premier League era. Arsenal have been top 4 times.
Wow.
Never won the league.
That is-
Liverpool 7 times, won the league twice. Man United 7 times, won the league 5 times. Man City 3 out of 3. Chelsea 5 out of 5.
Arsenal going to make it 0 out of 5. Come
Yeah,
on.
100%.
Come on, bottlers.
Charlie Clock saying you're part of the streak. So this was in reply saying Villa 12 wins in 13 Premier League games. I can't wait for Tuesday, man. This winning streak must be ended by us. You're part of the streak,
You're part
mate.
of the streak, mate. Get in line. You are literally in the streak.
Jesus, these are Arsenal fans, man.
Shameless.
Sam Dean says Arsenal's top goal scorers in December. So Marino, Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, Gyökeres and Odegaard all have 1 goal. Madueke has 2 goals. Own goal has 4 goals.
Oh, what a player. What a player
Own goal
is.
was our top goal scorer for a little bit.
Maybe they'll sell him to
Transferred him over to Arsenal. What a Judas.
Absolute Judas.
Football on TNT says, when you realise Wolves have the 2nd longest winning streak in the Premier League in 2025. Is that not the maddest stat?
And now they're potentially the worst team ever
Yeah.
in the Premier League.
They won 6 games at the back end of last season.
It's just mad. This I swear, like football's just with some of these things have just gone crazy in the last year or so.
Yeah.
With some of these records, how was the worst team potentially in the Premier League history have the longest winning streak this year? How's that possible?
It's just, yeah, I don't know. And I swear, like, Cunha wasn't there for a lot of those games because Strand
He got banned, didn't he, for a bit. We had Nuri. Where is Sarabia? Must have sold him.
Yeah, don't know.
I don't remember. I don't even know. But it just goes to show you, like, because the team largely is the same.
Yeah.
Apart from from key players, you take them out, and it just shows what a difference that can make. You actually go from one of the longest winning streak in the league to the worst team in the league.
Mad. All right, what is the next one?
Such a drama queen.
Squawker says no side has dropped more points from winning positions than Chelsea this season. They've dropped 15 the whole of last season and 13 already this season.
Bloody hell. What's that down to? Just the defence, you could say, when it's not held up to scrutiny.
Yeah, I don't really know what's gone on with Chelsea this season, to be honest. They all looked like they were getting themselves back on track. And ever since then, they've just kind of like been really crap, haven't they?
I think you can see the manager, by and large, like when the full 11 is there, like they're a good team. And then once there's injuries and stuff, all look like there's they seem to falter. But I think if they back him with more money, I think they're onto a good thing with him. I just hope they can patch things up with him in the ball. I don't know.
Do you think he's a genuine possibility to replace Pep with Enzo Maresca?
Yeah.
Is he that good?
It's hard to say if he's that good, but I think I've been really impressed with him, to be honest. I had my doubts about him, but I've actually been very impressed with, especially that Arsenal game. That told me that's a very good coach, really good coach. That Arsenal, even though they didn't win, when they play like that against Arsenal with 10 men, that showed me a lot, to be honest. And I think
That's just one game, though.
But it's not just been one game. They've also won 2 trophies. They finished top 4
What
last
trophies
season.
have they won?
The Conference League and the Club World Cup. Still won them. Finished top 4 last season.
Don't be adding the Conference League into that,
They
man.
still-
That is the easiest competition to win.
They won it while finishing in top 4. They still won it.
They won they played a completely different 11 in the Conference League than they did in the Premier League.
Right, and that different 11 wasn't a great 11, and they still won it.
Name me one side that you've even heard of that they came up against.
They played. Who did you play in the final? Betis.
So all the way to the final, you couldn't tell me one team.
I can't remember. That right.
You see what I mean? They played like postcodes, man. They
No, I
played
think-
Wi-Fi
I'm not saying
passwords.
they shouldn't have won it, but they did win it. You still have to win it, and they did.
West Ham have won that trophy.
Yeah, but he won the Club World Cup, and they finished top 4. They did it all while finishing top 4 as well. Is the
Club
point.
World Cup was impressive. The way they destroyed PSG in that final.
Yeah. The point is, he did it while keeping up the league standards.
Yeah.
And I think when they have their best 11, they're a very good side. And look how they dismantle Barca. Like when they play up against top teams, they usually it's a very good game.
Yeah. Fair. Janty CFC says Man City whenever Arsenal is about to win the league.
Come on, literally prime Spain.
Man City is every Tottenham fan's saviour, man.
Come on, they're reigniting. You can see it.
7 on the shirt says Richarlison shouldn't celebrate scoring until he gets home and watches it on Match of the Day.
That's the only way you will truly know if it's been counted or not. It's included in the highlights package. Okay, cool.
Erling says Saka is a fraud, the most lied about player in the world. The drop off in Saka's goal contributions is not spoken about enough, in my opinion.
I agree. He gets a bit of a free pass, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's getting a bit of a free because Arsenal are top. I think if they weren't top, people would be looking at him a bit more, saying, "Why isn't he doing more?"
Yeah.
But
And I know
because-
some people are speaking about Gyökeres, but if they weren't top as well, the Gyökeres thing would blow up as well.
Yeah, like he's a flop, all this kind of stuff.
And Eze.
But Saka, 1 assist and only 4 goals.
It's 2
And
assists now. It is 2 assists he's had.
But how many goals? How many of those are penalties? The goals? I don't know.
I don't know. He's given a couple of penalties to Gyökeres, hasn't he?
Saka's had a bit of a poor season.
Yeah, I agree. If you tell
Madueke's probably been better than him.
has Madueke even played in the Premier League?
Yeah, it must have.
I don't think he's got a goal contribution in the league, has he?
I don't know.
I think Madueke being better than him is a bit of a stretch, but I mean, he's done great in the Champions League, Madueke.
Nani Madueke.
I don't think he's got a goal contribution in the Premier League.
No, he doesn't. But he's looking better than him anyway. Well, he's got nearly as many goals in the Champions League as Saka does in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So maybe he should go have a go in the Premier League.
He should. He should, but they won't rest the star boy.
Nah, not this time.
Mikel Arteta will juice everything out of him until he does his hamstring again. Football on TNT Sports says Calvert-Lewin's goal map for Leeds this season is so satisfying. Look at that. It's like almost a straight line.
Just don't let him shoot on that line. Just avoid that. That's pretty... That just goes to show how he's worked on that position clearly, hasn't he? Just getting there. Fair play to Calvert-Lewin.
XG philosophy. RIP XG 2012 to 2025.
Unai Emery's here to bury these analysts, bury the numbers. Fair play to him. Look, fair play. Like they're just outdoing everything. Anyone that could ever theorise, they're just outdoing it.
I know. Bleacher Report says Spurs have won the same number of Premier League games at other London stadiums as they have at their own stadium, which is just nuts. It's only 2, so it's not much to shout about. This Memorino, is it offside? Did Richarlison score it? Yes. Did he have a pigeon? Did he do the pigeon? Well, if he only did one peck, is his shirt off? Yes. Offside and game over. If he did do the pigeon, then it's offside.
Basically, if it's just offside, though, of course, it's always offside with Richarlison.
We've been through Pep with the cameraman. This one is Tottenham in the Premier League this season. 16th shot on target, 16th in expected assists, 16th in touches in the opposition box, 17th in shots, 18th in expected goals, 15th in clearances, 16th in expected goals against, 17th in errors leading to shots, 18th in interceptions, and 19th in errors leading to a goal, and 14th in the table.
Well, actually, 11th in the table. This must be done before
11th in the table,
Wait,
yeah.
are we out? Are we?
This says 28th December.
Have we gone too far?
No, it says the tweet was sent out 28th of December.
Well, we are 11th.
Yeah.
So it must have been done before the Palace game.
Yeah, must have been done before, but it was only liked afterwards. And this one is scoring your first Premier League goal after 18 games against Wolves is like breaking your virginity to a prostitute.
Oh, Florian. Nice goal, though. He actually had a really good game, but...
He had a good game against us as well.
Yeah.
I feel like he's really starting to come into the season
He'll
now.
be good, I'm sure. I've seen quite a lot from him in this season. Like, I think, not to say he hasn't disappointed, of course he has, but he's been a lot better than people give him credit for, in my opinion.
Yeah. Troll Football says Vert's 136 million own goal is free.
Exactly. You don't need any money for own goal, and he's outscored Vert.
EPL Bible saying 11 wins in a row for Villa, 8 wins in a row for Man City, 4 own goals in the last 4 games for Arsenal.
So it's really heating up this title race. They're really going blow for blow.
Bukayo Saka, Premier League goals in 2025. 0 goals from January to July. 1 goal in August. 0 goals September. 2 goals in October. 0 goals in November. And 1 goal in December. Now, he was injured for a large portion of the known goals ones. But we won't let that affect the narrative.
Still didn't score. When did he come back? In April, no? Was it April time?
Yeah.
But it was always a serious hamstring injury.
But I mean, who's he supposed to score against in June?
You should find a way. Not good enough, is it? Some internationals, Premier League goals in the internationals. But this season, 1 goal, 2 goals. So September, November, he hasn't scored. Only 1 goal in December. Not great.
Out of context football. This is Roberto Sanchez doing Roberto Sanchez things.
Was this given a handball, Sammy?
Yeah,
it was given a handball. Yeah. Oh, fair. That was there. So that looks like a handball to me.
And that's it. That is that. That is how the internet did react to the weekend's football. A lot. That was a lot to get through. But we are going to finish off on Predict the Prem going into the midweek fixtures. So we've got a host of games on Tuesday. Wednesday we skip a day for New Year's. And then we're back on Thursday with Premier League action. But we're going to start off, well, as you know by now, it's 5 points for completely correct scoreline, 1 point for correct result. Star man, once you pick that man, you cannot pick them again for the rest of the season. 5 points for a goal, 2 points for an assist. And we're going to start off at Turf Moor as Burnley face Newcastle. We're both going for 2-0.
Yeah, I know Newcastle have a horrible away record, but I just feel like Burnley won't have enough. I think they'll have too much for Burnley. And I know they didn't score the goals against United, but I thought they were opening them up enough. And if they do that in this game, I think they'll win. So I went for 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Newcastle are going to have way too much. They know they need to start picking up wins away from home. A few weeks ago, they went to Everton and won 4-1. So if they can do that, they can go to Burnley and win. I think Burnley will make it tough for them, sit deep, try and soak it up. But I think Newcastle will have a bit too much quality. So agreed on that one. Again, we've gone for the same scoreline here. Chelsea against Bournemouth, 3-1 to Chelsea. I mean, Bournemouth, they're just leaving themselves too open at the back. I don't know if Semenyo is going to be there for the game or not, but he probably will because it's before the first. This could be Semenyo's last game. But I see Chelsea being too strong for this Bournemouth side, and Bournemouth haven't won since the back end of October, and I can't see it starting here at Chelsea.
Yeah, the only thing is that potentially James and Palmer missing out because they're just managing them. Those are 2 big players for Chelsea. But even if they do miss out, Bournemouth have just been a bit horrific recently. They seem to be a bit all over the place. They can't seem to control games. I do see them creating chances, but I think Chelsea are just going to have that little bit more control in the game, and I think it's going to. I think Bournemouth will be opened up too often. So I'm going 3-1.
Another week, another Sean Dyche derby. It's Nottingham Forest against Everton at the City Ground. Sim's gone for 1-0 to Forest.
Yeah, Everton been a bit unconvincing recently. I don't know if Grealish is going to have recovered from his Christmas escapades, but I think Forest at home, I think Everton can be a bit lacklustre in these situations, and I think Forest know it's a big game. They need a big result after a couple of losses in a row. So I've just gone for them to sneak this one 1-0 and do a Dyche against his old club as well.
Yeah, I can see both teams getting on the score sheet, to be honest. I think Nottingham Forest will just about do enough at their home ground. They're usually good at the City ground. Obviously, they had a good performance against Man City last time out, coming up short on the day. They battered Spurs before that, and I think they'll get back to winning ways against Nottingham, against Everton, and it'll be a massive 3 points if they can get it down at the bottom, because of the next club that we're going to talk about in West Ham. They're playing Brighton at home. Sim's gone for 1-1. I've gone for 2-1 to Brighton. And look, West Ham performances aren't exactly as disastrous as their results suggest, but I think Brighton, Fabian Hertzler could pick up his first ever 3 points in December in the Premier League, because he is facing a West Ham team that's just nothing is going for them at the moment, and luck is just not on their side. And I think Brighton are going to capitalise on that. We know they're a good attacking side. They finished the game against Arsenal quite well, could have got back in the game. Obviously they didn't, and they lost, but I think against West Ham they'll just about do it. 2-1.
I went for 1-1. I think I watched West Ham played Brighton not so long ago, did they? And it was a very close game. They could have won that game. They ended up conceding a late equaliser, but they were very unlucky. I think something needs to give it a moment. They can't keep losing games. They need to take a point out of this game, and I think Nuno knows how crucial it is. I think it will be a very tough, close game, but Brighton give you chances, and I think West Ham will exploit that. So I went for 1-1.
Arsenal against Villa, the big game on Tuesday night. Arsenal 3 points above Aston Villa, and Villa on an 11-game win streak in all competitions. Arsenal just getting own goals left, right and centre. You've gone for 2-2.
Yeah, Villa just riding a wave, isn't it, at the moment? Tactically, Unai Emery has the Midas touch, and I think Arsenal just, as you say, a bit jittery at the moment and getting a bit nervous. I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal take the lead, looking confident, but Villa come back into the game and find a way. Rodgers 25 yards, Watkins coming off the bench or something like that, and it changes the game. And Arsenal have shown already in recent weeks, against Brighton and against Wolves, once the tide starts to turn, they start to get nervous. And I think if that does happen, Villa will score. And unlike Brighton, who just didn't take full advantage of it, I think Villa will. And Wolves did, but unfortunately they conceded straight after. I don't think Villa will do the same, and I think Emery's unbeaten run will continue, but I think the winning streak will end.
I think it's big misses for Villa in this game with Kamara and Cash. They are that could be quite detrimental to them, to be honest. Arsenal, on the other hand, Calafiori, I think, came out the team in their warm-up in their last game. They have Gabriel back, so Gabriel and Saliba will probably start this game, which will be massive for them. But I guess they put Nketiah left back, and Timber will be back for right back, so it's not too much of a miss for them. All right, Man United Wolves. Sim's gone for 3-0. I've gone for 2-0. Yeah, I think it's going to be just a routine win for Manchester United against a Wolves team that has 2 points all season. Man U have looked okay going forward. It seems to be getting better under Ruben Amorim. And I think it'll be routine 2-0.
Yeah, and no Bruno, no Mbeumo, no Diallo. So there is a lot of attacking talent out the game from United. But this Wolves team, I just got no hope for them at the moment. They have, I guess, made the games a bit closer in the last few games. But United did tear them to shreds in the last game. And albeit Mbeumo was a big part of that, and Bruno, I've just gone for them to win 3-0 again. And I think at home, they'll have too much for them.
Palace against Fulham. Sim's gone for 0-0.
Yeah, I went for a really tight affair. Palace playing midweek. They've struggled with a bit of intensity. Fulham on their hand as well. The way they play away from home, they like to be a bit resolute, and they don't really. I look at their attacking players. They've been good, like Wilson and stuff like that, but I think it's going to be difficult for them to break down this Fulham team, this Palace team, in my opinion. And Palace want a bit of response to losing to Spurs. So I've just gone for a quite tight 0-0 draw here.
Yeah, I think Palace are going to lose this game in the last half an hour or so. I think they're going to run out of steam. Too many games, squad's too small, too many injuries. I can't see Palace taking anything from this game. And I think Fulham have looked decent in the last couple of weeks. Raul Jimenez finding his goal-scoring boots again as well. So I think Fulham are going to take the win. I've gone for 2-1 to Fulham at Selhurst Park. Liverpool against Leeds. So Liverpool obviously getting results at the moment, not playing too well. Leeds playing well and getting results. I've gone for 2-2 here. I think Leeds can get something from Anfield.
I went for 2-1 to Liverpool. I think Liverpool have been struggling in terms of performances, albeit they are unbeaten in their last 6 games since dropping Salah. They have had some unconvincing wins, and I'm just going for them to have another one. I know Leeds are riding a wave, and that's why I do see them kind of maybe getting goal from a set piece and putting Liverpool to the sword a bit in that sense. But I do think Liverpool, Wirtz has got his first goal. He's in good form. Obviously, Ekitike is still playing well and scoring. So I do think they'll win the game 2-1, but it's going to be a nervy affair.
And Brentford against Tottenham. Sim has gone for 2-2. A lot of 2-2s.
Yeah, a lot of goals in midweek can go for. Not very good defensively, but I feel Brentford, got good home form. They've got very good set pieces, and I think Tottenham, from their point of view, the way we're playing, I do think the way Brentford play might suit us in a weird way, and obviously we'll take confidence in that 1-0 win against Palace, but I think we're not looking that secure, albeit we did look a bit better against Palace, but I think Brentford are going to be more fresh than Palace. They're going to be a bit sharper, and I think that's going to lead to them maybe putting one or two of those chances away from set pieces, which we didn't concede against Palace. But I also think they give you more than Palace. You can create a bit more against them, and I think we will. And I think we'll take a couple of chances, maybe a Rishi brace. So I'm going for a 2-2.
Yeah, it's the best away team in the league against the fourth best home team in the league. So something's got to give in this game. And I'm predicting Spurs to just about get over the line. I think it's going to be a really tight affair. Chances at both ends. I don't know where the chance is going to come from Spurs, but definitely chances down the other end. But yeah, look, I think we can nick this one. No real tactical insight why, but I'm just... I think we're going to take a bit of confidence from that Palace, a good win at Palace, and take it into this Brentford game. We know how to set up away from home. We know how to win away from home. It's just the home form we can't seem to get consistent results. But we have been picking up consistent results away from home all season, and let's hope it can continue in this game. Sunderland against Manchester City. We've both gone for 2-1 wins to Man City. This is going to be a really tough game for Man City. Really tough game. So I think that... it's going to be similar to the Nottingham Forest one, to be honest, where I think that they're going to have to be patient, bide their time. Sunderland haven't lost at home all season, but they are coming up against probably the most informed, well, not the most informed, but the best team in the league right now. And I think Man City will just about do it.
Yeah, I think they're just finding ways to win, but they're doing it like with a bit of magic, with something to open teams up with. And Cherki's been a big part of that. Foden's obviously a big part of that. I think Sunderland are tough to beat and are unbeaten at home, but all those players missing, it might be a bit too much for them, missing all those players from the AFCON. So I think City will have a tough time of it, but will end the day winning 2-1.
Star Men. I didn't go for him.
And I didn't go for him. It's the other way around.
Oh, did you go for Sesko?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have gone for Cunha, and Sim has gone for Sesko, even though it says the other way around. That's where it is.
Depending on who scores what, we'll maybe keep it this way.
Yeah, but Cunha going against his old club.
I know he's gonna get a goal, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure.
But Sesko's gonna get 2, so it's cool.
Well, there you go. It's the right way around now. Yeah, I thought. Have you taken Cunha early this season?
Don't think so. Have I? No, I don't think I've taken Cunha.
I was convinced you were going to choose him, to be honest.
One with Sesko. He's gonna do a Wirtz.
I feel like Cunha has got I think he's taken the most shots in the Premier League this season or something. So I think a couple will probably fly in against his old club Wolves. And yeah, we all said it was going to be a routine victory, Manchester United against Wolves. Having said that, when we usually pick a player from the same club, they usually don't win and don't score.
Yeah, it's blank.
So can Wolves now get their first win of the season?
We're giving them a fighting chance.
Yeah, we are.
Giving them a fighting chance.
But that is it, people. That is Predict the Prem for the midweek fixtures going into the new year. The next time we're going to bring an episode on the Ball will be in 2026. So a very happy new year to everyone out there. Enjoy whatever you guys are doing, and we'll see you in the new year, people. Have a good one.